Good afternoon. Good afternoon. What's up, Sherry? What's up, Padrino? What's up, Debbie? What's up, Marie Smith? How y'all doing? What's up, Quincy? We're going to speak on black wealth. Why more of us can be in that situation. They said 1 in 25 black Americans are now millionaires, according to the poll research. Boasting nearly 2 million millionaires, making black America the second largest millionaire demographic in the United States. Now, that's great, but we should be number one because we have the infrastructure, we have the tools, we have the outlets, but we ain't working together. So we got to find other avenues for to make money. See, we the biggest consumers in the United States, from the cars to the jewelry to the paint to the liquor to the clothes to hanging out and partying. We are big time consumers. If everybody would take their time and just start investing in the market and putting their money into resources instead of liabilities, we'd be further ahead of the game. But we caught up now with social media that everybody competing. Who the next rich person? Who this rich person? You know, we competing with people thinking that this is going to build our self-esteem up, thinking they're going to make us be accepted in a certain circle. It's not. You know, you can't fake yourself to be wealthy. You really got to put the work in. They said 83% of African Americans don't have any stocks. So what we going to do about that? Hey, anybody trying to come in, I do not do that game stuff. I do not do none of that. So when people ask to come in like that, I will not bring you in. Now, the person want to come in and invite themselves in, they can come on live, they can go on a wall. I want them to have their account open, and we can talk about how we can constantly keep building wealth in the African American community. Yesterday we had a good discussion yesterday. We've been talking about wealth building, so no reparation, asking for a friend. Well, you ain't gonna get no reparation because your black president, President Barack, didn't sit there and make it into a law. Then we had a black vice president in office. She didn't write it into law. So we ain't going to get no reparations. Only way we're going to get reparations is we start boycotting and protesting for the right thing instead of protesting for illegals. So reparations is not going to be in order for us. They don't feel they owe us anything. And we not fighting for anything. We out there in Minnesota fighting for some illegals, but we want to sit there and protest. We want to quit our jobs and to get reparations. I wouldn't give you reparations either. You're not forcing my hand, but we trying to force the hand to keep some illegal aliens in the country. Let's really think about that. We want reparations, but we're not putting in the work to get the reparations. We had a black president and black vice president. They didn't even put it on the table. And then us being blacks and everybody voting Democrat, nobody forcing them to keep a promise. Hey, you want our vote? Make sure we get reparations. Or the next election, we won't vote for y'all. And then when the next election comes, we really don't vote for that. But they know we ain't gonna do that. So that's some of the things we need to stop asking for till you make your leaders and your party fight for our reparations, because they fight hard for everything else. But you gotta understand, you got 1 in 25 black Americans that now millionaires. It's a great chance that more people can go up that ladder. Because a lot of people, you really think about it, man, some people got hundreds and hundreds of $1,000s worth of bullshit in the house that they'll never utilize again. What I say, like furniture, clothes, jewelry, tennis shoes, TVs, computers that you throwing out after 5 years, cell phone that you throwing away or you still got them and utilize them. We got a lot of money that we had in materialistic items. So that's why you got a lot of people that are not wealthy in the black community anymore. We spend too much money on bullshit. We spend money on partying, hanging out, sex, OnlyFans, getting high, drinking, going to high-priced restaurants. You can't afford that to take a fucking picture to show your homies that you've been somewhere. You putting it on a credit card. And then you got a lot of consumer debt. Consumer debt is debt that's like a liability, like a car note. Now I ain't gonna say a house mortgage. I'm gonna say that good debt, but like a car note, clothing bill. Cause a lot of people are sitting there financing clothes, tennis shoes, financing paint job, financing rims. And then y'all wonder why we can't get ahead. Now we got 60 people here. Can everybody please follow the host, and also follow the people that's on the wall. Make sure they got an open account. And also, can everybody please tap your screen? They get the lights up to a couple thousand, and then they get more people to come in. So we were speaking on what people should invest in 2026. Now, it's a lot of funds that I invested in, and a lot of stuff I'm about to sell in 2026. So I'm at the age now, I don't want to take high risk. So a lot of my stuff going to be in mutual funds, index funds, and ETFs. So if I put them in them funds, I'm going to have a greater chance and greater security. Because I don't want to sit there and keep having a lot of individual stuff. Like I got the Apple, the Google, the Alphabets, the Meta. So I'm going to start selling them and put it somewhere where it be safe for me, because the next 5 years is really crucial. And also, y'all got to think about the same thing. If you're working and you don't have no financial goals, you're working for nothing. Because I know people who've been working for 30 and 40 years, and they still can't show you $50,000 in the bank. They can't show you $20,000 in the bank. Some of them can't show you $10,000. Some can't show you $1,500 in the bank and been working 30 years. Now, they might have the money in their 401k, but if they pull that money out of the 401k, it's going to be heavily taxed. And some people maybe don't even have a 401k, been working 30 years. You'll be shocked what people don't have. So you can't find too many people can actually tell you and show you $20,000 in the bank if they've been working 20 or 30 years. You will be shocked how many people working check to check. So that's why you don't have many more black millionaires in our community. Now, a lot of people might have, and a lot of people don't have $1 million in assets, because you look it up, they're going to say between 1 to 2% of the African American population only have $1 million in assets. So a lot of people, you would think they successful, you would think they're wealthy because they look the part, but they truly ain't. They cash poor and they debt poor. Once I work my way out of debt, I don't want no more debt. I don't want no debt. I might have about $1,500, $1,200 worth of debt right now, because I had took a trip and I used my business credit card. And what I do, I pay it off in 3 months. Then I use that credit card again, because I got to keep the credit to debt ratio up. If not, my credit score will go down. So I might spend $1,000 on the shit and then just pay it off in 2 or 3 months. Instead of paying it off right then and there, because I got to keep a balance. So and then y'all got to wonder why you ain't got, come on, y'all, let's tap the screen. You got 132 people in here. Of the 132 people in here, what up, Mr. Anthony Hall? Everybody follow Anthony Hall. No, so make yourself visible on the wall. Once you tap, people going to see your name. People going to see when you join. People going to see what you like. People going to see when you make comments. Cause understand, y'all, I'm giving up a lot of free information. I'm gonna put some of the stocks I feel y'all should look up. But like I said, I'm not giving financial advice. Make your own sound decisions. I'm just a random guy on social media. So don't listen to random people on social media, because people will give you some fucked up information. A lot of people sound like they know what they're talking about, but motherfuckers really don't. You will get some horrible, horrible information if you keep listening to people. No, because a person got a suit on, or a person in an Airbnb, or a person rented a high price car for 10 videos, so you really think it's theirs. Don't believe that shit. You know, because nowhere in the world that you see everybody who say they're investors or day trader or swing trader, they all wealthy. It say only 1 to 2% of American population have a net worth of $1 million. I ain't saying the street hustler. We talking about really people in corporate America. So that tell you a lot of people lying. They say 1 to 2%. So that's only a couple million people that have $1 million worth of net worth. If your advice is the truth, it's not random and powerful. I appreciate it. See, what I try to do, Anthony, I come in here and speak the truth. My whole life about truth. I don't make up lies. I don't make up stories. I don't do none of that bullshit. You know, everything I'm going to say out my mouth is going to be truthful. I just don't do that shit. I don't try to portray an image. That's why I come over here. I don't need fucking shade, because I'm not trying to impress a motherfucker, because I don't care if they listen to me or not. But my thing is, if I'm going to be on here, I'm going to tell you what I invest in. I'm going to tell you what's in my managed portfolio with Charles Schwab and Vanguard. And I show people. Because if I show you, you going to listen. See, people can't tell me anything no more. I'm grown. I'm not a kid no more. You can tell me how much money you get, but show me. See, then you say that, it was, I ain't got to show you nothing. I know you were going to say that, motherfucker. But you show me your car, your clothes, your jewelry. You show me your 1942. Show me that bankroll, because I know you ain't really got it. Because we brag about everything, but you start telling them actually to show you the money, they ain't going to show you. So when people do that, I know you're faking it. So don't tell me what you got. Show me, motherfucker. You show me everything else. Yes, and I like to show people how to fish. I'll show you the books I read. I'm going to have to do that later on. As a Man Thinketh, 48 Laws of Power, 50 Laws of Power, how successful people think, how to become an entrepreneur. I got a lot of books. And I like reading. The books are my mentors, because the information I get, a lot of time I get from reading. And also, social media my mentor. I don't get on social media, scroll down there looking at ass. I don't go down there, scroll down looking at people fighting and shooting. I go in there and try to get information that I can apply to my life. Because YouTube has taught me a lot. Now, I get more information off YouTube than off TikTok and all that shit, because the video be longer on YouTube. But I learned a lot of game from YouTube. For self-help, religion, spiritualism, finance, credit. Yeah, there's some very smart people on there that give you free information. Then when I go home, I got to look at CNBC, Charles Schwab Network, Susie Omer Show. I look Kramer. I look at somebody that financial at least an hour a day, you know, when I get home. And I also look at informational video when I get up in the morning. Even when I'm working out on a treadmill, I'm looking at somebody talking about finance. But usually my time gonna be utilized on that. If I get the TV out front, I usually gonna have them finance. But sometimes I put on some shit about the history of the cartel and all that stuff, because I hustled before. But a lot of time, or I come in the back room like I am now and listen to certain stuff, then I come back here and study my Spanish and Portuguese. Because I would say, man, you want to be real rounded. You don't just want to know everything, but you want to know a little bit of everything, because you never know what doors can be open. See, when people start talking about certain stuff, I go back and try to figure out what they talking about. How can I apply it to my life? See, everything in my life is my portfolio. You know, me getting on here, it teaches me more how to talk in front of people. It making me do more investigative work, because if I don't, people gonna call me out on it. It teach me how to be comfortable in my skin, where you want to get rattled when you're saying certain stuff. So social media also help. Working out is a help. It keep me in shape. It keep me flexible. It keep my heart rate up. It keep me away from diabetes, cancer, strokes. Your bank account is also an indicator of who you are. If a person only got a couple dollars in the bank account, you've been working all your life, that's an indicator of who you are. You're a fuck off. If your credit is horrible at 35, 40, 50, 55, you're a horrible individual. Because these are things that you need to build for life lessons to pass on. Credit is the most powerful tool you can have. 85% of the shit that I ever bought, I used other people's money. I'm not going to open up a business and use my money. I'm not doing it. Because if the business fail, I lose my money. But if I use your money, if the business fail, I got several different options. One option, I ain't got to pay your ass back. The second option, I can nickel and dime you. The third option, I can file bankruptcy. So I'm going to go with the third option. If my money is so fucked up from tying up to a business, the business don't work, I'm going to file bankruptcy. Actual number are 1 in 33, but 50, but good. Yeah, okay. And so at 1 in 33, I apologize for that. You know, this might be an old clip that I seen online. That's how I want to talk about it. So you said 1 in 33 are millionaires and 50 boogies good. Yes, it is. So, and I tell people that the power of that credit card can be a death sentence or it can be life-changing. Because I've seen people use credit card and max it out on bullshit. Getting high, partying, hanging out, clothes. Then you can take that credit card out and max it. Like I had used a credit card before and bought cryptocurrency. Then I used a credit card several times and bought properties. And then you got to look at if I use that credit card to buy property, just say I owe 7% interest on that. I rent the properties out, right? Rent the property out for $1,500. Now I'm paying back the loan on the property, but only paying it back at 7% interest. So I'm making enough money to pay the interest back, pay the property taxes and the insurance, and still make a profit. And then when I used it for the stock market, I had used a credit card for 20,000 and maxed it out and put it into the stock market. I bought some VGT and they were trading at $7 a trade. But the last year, I think it was at 36%. This year is at 27%. So I only had to pay back 7% on that credit card, right? But I end up making a 17% profit. So you gotta look at it like that too. You can use credit card to help you accumulate a lot of wealth. Cause I'm gonna say about 95 to 96% of all the companies that's a Fortune 500 company in the world is running their business off debt. See, in the inner city, we use our hustle money to start a business. That's dumb as fuck because they don't have no credit. You leverage credit. Leverage credit. Credit will make you a millionaire faster than the hustle game. Trust me. Trust me. Because right now, I got over $500,000 worth of credit cards. Some are worth 60, some are worth 50, some are worth 10, some are worth 12. So if you add all them credit cards up, and it make my credit to debt ratio look good. So if I go out here and buy something for $5,000, it's still gonna say I got a credit limit of 600,000. So it ain't gonna look as bad. It's gonna say, well, I'm only using like 2%. But I can also take them credit cards and always get a cash advance. Just say if I call Navy Fed right now, I got a $60,000 line of credit with Navy Fed. I can call Navy Fed and say, hey, I want to take out a line of credit. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. I want to take a cash advance on my credit card. They're going to get online and see what my credit is. They're going to say 60. They give you extra amount of percentage. I think like 75% on that. So they would say, well, what you want to send it to? I can say, well, send it to my credit union because we don't have a Navy Fed in Toledo. We got one up in Michigan, one in Cleveland. Well, I can drive to Michigan, Cleveland. So I just tell them, make a wire transfer to my bank account at Citizen Bank. So they're going to give me 40-something thousand. I can take that 40-something thousand, buy a car, go on a trip, do whatever. Get some work and put the work on the street and flip it and pay them off. It's a lot of shit you can do with it. Then if I don't pay them back, what's going to happen? They're going to call me, 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 they're going to call me. Then all they're going to do is put me in a renege, and then I'm in a renege, and what they're going to do, they're going to sell it. And then when they sell it, when they call me, I'm going to say, man, I don't owe you nothing. So all they're going to do is take my credit down. But at the end of the day, they ain't going to come looking for me. And then it's a credit card. It's a game. If I choose to buy a car on a credit card, all I got to do is take two of my credit cards, the Navy Fed and the other credit card that made for $30,000. Purchase the car on the credit card, right? Not only got to do is pay the two credit card back. And don't forget, the credit card I can take forever to pay back because they have a minimum payment. So just say the car note for a $90,000 car going to be, we're going to say $2,100 a month. But you do the same thing on a credit card, you might not have to pay them back $500 a month, right? Even they say you're paying back $1,000 a month on a credit card, I'm just talking $1,000 a month. You still ain't paying a $2,000 car loan. And then if you renege on that credit card, nothing can happen. The car belongs to you. They can't come and repo the car. The car don't belong to the bank. The car don't belong to the credit union. The car belongs to you. You only owe Visa or MasterCard. You see what I'm getting at? Or you owe Navy Fed or Visa. That's why I say there's so many games you can play with these people out here, man, that can always put you in a good financial situation, but people don't research. I do a lot of research because once I hear some shit, I can tell when a person is talking stupid. The other day we was on the line. Dude was talking, yeah, you buy a car in Wyoming, blah, 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 or you can't. But there's somebody calling in. Now, he was talking about, yeah, you buy your car in Wyoming, you ain't got to pay no taxes, blah, 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 blah. Okay, if I buy the car in Wyoming, but I live in Ohio and I'll come back to Ohio. Once you get to Ohio, you got to go get that car inspected. Once you get that car inspected, you got to pay the state tax on that car, goofy. I'm like, who be telling these motherfuckers that? But it sound good. But once you look them up, you'll stop listening to them. Like a person, hey, buy a G-Wagon. A G-Wagon weigh about 7,000 pounds. You can do that. Why would I spend $200,000 on a fucking vehicle just to get a tax break one fucking time? That don't make no sense because you don't get the tax break for the whole duration of the car. So it makes no sense when you're still going to be paying a $3,000 car now. It's just stupid. But they tell you to do it, so I don't get it. Can't back the number with facts. Right. They came back the number with facts. A lot of people just be talking. Because like I said, a lot of people on here sound highly intelligent. Like I said, they look the road, they got the jewelry on, they got the car, they got the fake Airbnb that's not theirs. The cars are not theirs. They got the beautiful women around them. There's some hell of a talkers on here now. Boy, good YouTuber to invest. Well, I ain't gonna say a good YouTuber who you can listen to, but I always go to MSNBC, CNBC. I go to the Charles Schwab Network, the Susie Orman Show. I go to Kramer and Kramer. I go to Mad Money with Kramer because, for one, these are actual financial advisors. They actually have a real show. They tell you about investing, and they don't charge you shit. Anybody on YouTube, most likely they might charge you something. And then a lot of them guys are not actually financial advisors. Like, I'm not a financial advisor. So I get a lot of information from them because they're going to tell you what's going on in real time. They're going to tell you what's going on, like with the riots right now in Minnesota. They're going to tell you how the market might be swayed by the uprisings in Minnesota. So I follow them and get my information from them at night. Because like me, I don't do no more trading and no more investing. I just make contributions to my account because I'm cool with my portfolio in the stock market. Now I do make trades and shit and buy different cryptocurrency because I'm still learning about that game. But in the stock market, I feel my portfolio is where it's going to stay, except I'm going to sell some individual stocks and put them into a mutual fund. Because there's no need me to have money in an individual stock. Because if it go down, it's a possibility I can lose some money. But if I put in a mutual fund, it's a possibility that that go down, I still can make some gains because there's going to be 500 companies inside that fund. So, and then I got to play it safe because of my age. Because I'm up in age now, I can't hustle as hard. So in the next 5 years, they're going to be my breaking point. I'm going to be working because I'm working for myself and doing the things I want to do. But they're going to be the breaking point when I'm really, really going to live the life I want to live. I'm going to travel. I'm going to drive what I want. I'm going to eat at the fancy restaurants. You know, I'm going to buy the designer clothes. Because I'm in the fourth quarter of my life, I'm going to spend my motherfucking money I work hard for it. So whoever in my life, they're going to have to get the insurance policy. Whoever I got inside that wheel. Because a lot of motherfuckers going to be shocked they ain't going to be in that wheel. They're going to be really fucked up when they read that motherfucking wheel. You know. They're gonna be really fucked up, and I don't let them know, I don't mention it, and none of that shit. But they're gonna be really fucked up. And then I say like the fourth quarter of my life, that's the part of my life that I want to enjoy. You know, once you hit 60, you get another 20, 30, or 40 years, you did good. The average person, and you look, they've been a celebrity in the last 3 or 4 years that died. They might have died in the early 70s. So when you hit 60, say you got 13 more summers, 14, 15 more summers. To get 80, you got 20 more summers. To get 90, you got 30 more summers. But a kid that's 1 year old right now, they got 100 summers. See the difference? So when you get to the fourth quarter, that's the time you start doing the shit you want. Buy your mink coat. Buy your Benz. Jump out of an airplane. Go scuba diving. You know, spend your money, buy your $500 meal just to say you had it. Because this is the time that you say, you know what, when I get in that casket, I did me. Or you get sick. But you start doing that now at 20, 21, all the way up to 60, you're going to have to work till you 75 or 80. You know how many motherfuckers still working at 75 and 80? You'll be shocked how many people are still in the workforce age. You'll be shocked how many people are still working at 65. But the first thing they say, oh, I love working. Man, shut your ass up. You don't like working. You gotta work. Don't nobody like work. Why would somebody would love to work when I can sit there and make money without working? Man, let's make this make sense. You would never hear a successful rich motherfucker say they like working. They might work for themselves. Warren Buffett and them all work for themselves. Tyler Perry and them work for themselves. Don't nobody like punching no clock. A motherfucker telling you, man, you better not be late from the break room. Get your ass back in line. Put your cell phone in your pocket. Anybody trying to hear that shit? So people just be saying that because their money fucked up. Your money right, I don't think nobody want to wake up in the morning and go to work. They need to pay you for saying this. Well, I'd never solicit nobody online for anything. I would never do that because at the end of the day, this is my way of giving back my 10%. See, a lot of people think God wants you to give back 10%, you know, through finance, but you look in the Bible, most people that have money. My 10%, I can be helping people. I can be teaching, you know. I can be feeding the community. So it's not financial, but the church made it financial. That's why all these preachers nowadays got mega church and they rich and the people in the pulpit are poor. See, back in the day, in the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, the Circle 7, all the prophets was poor. They weren't looking for wealth. Now the prophets now, oh, they gonna pull up in the Bentley on your ass while you got a hoopty or catching a bus or catching Uber. They pulling up in that Bentley. That's why I don't follow religious people. So my way of giving back is get on this motherfucker every day and talk about finance. And then later on I talk about some scuttlebutt and some gossip shit. Like I'm talking about the shit Javante Davis. He in trouble right now. The feds are looking for him because he probably had attacked some girl and kidnapped her and all that dumb ass shit. So they got the feds and them looking for the goofy motherfuckers. Some shit he did out of Miami. Do I know if it's true? No. But have he been in trouble several times for putting his hands on girls and doing dumb shit like that? Yes. He one of them control freak motherfuckers that can't let his girl be alone for 5 minutes. He can't find it. He snapped the fuck out. And he snapped the fuck out because she wasn't answering the call. He found her and kidnapped her. Then she was at the game with somebody he snapped before. So this is a pattern with this man. He went to jail for it before. He been on probation for this shit before. So it's like 4 or 5 times that he had problems with women. So this time they might lay him down because they said he been with this girl like 6 months. They broke up and he kidnapped her. So I don't know. That was online, see it, and I looked at it and looked at it. Then I Googled it, and it was on TMZ. Then it was on a real network. I said, yeah, he did it. So what y'all got to start doing, thinking about what y'all going to do, why are you working, what the purpose of working, how long you want to work, what the goals do you have in that job. And then once you get that in your mind and wrote down, now you got to say, what I'm going to do with my income, what I'm going to do with the hourly wages. You can't keep saying, I got to save my money for Taco Tuesday. I got to save my money for a trip. I got to save my money to get some Jordans. I hear this shit a lot in the shop. People sit there and, like I said, put clothes on credit. So I hear this a lot. So you got to have some kind of financial goal. Because if they say 1 in 33 African Americans are millionaires, you want to be in that. So really think about it. That's not a lot. That's not a lot. So that's really 1 to 2% of the African American population. You want to be in that 1 to 2%. Hold on, somebody said something. A quick Google let you know that if white, Asian, Hispanics, then blacks. Factly, we the low end. We used to be second 30 years ago. We the low end because nobody building wealth in the black community now. All our wealth is getting pushed out of the community. Because you look at 30, 40 years ago, you didn't have the Jews in our community. You didn't have the Asians in our community. You didn't have the Arabs in our community. You didn't have the Latinos in our community. Now all our community is saturated with other people who building wealth, and we depleting our wealth by giving it to them. When I was a kid, I never seen an Arab. I never seen a Mexican in our community running shit. Even like I said, 20, 30, I'm gonna say 30 years ago. Then when they might have started really coming in. Now they done took up almost every black community in the United States, stuff like Houston and Atlanta, shit like that. So that's why when you made that comment, and what's a street element, which is 100% true. You got the whites. I think the Asians are the highest, because you got to break it down to different nationalities. When you say Asians, you got the people from the island, Pacific, you got the Chinese, you got the Japanese, Koreans. So when you start talking about the Asian, the Chinese is the highest wealth builders. Then, well, I'm going to say the Jews, then you got the Chinese, the Asians, you got the Hispanics, the Latinos, and like I said, the Latinos and the Hispanics are Mexican involved, but blacks at the lowest level. We're working for try to look rich. Yes, see, Anthony, black people love to look rich. Black people love to get on social media to be successful. I haven't seen 20 poor motherfuckers online. You'll see people putting all this fake designer on their kids, putting up at a graduation knowing that shit fake. Or if they did spend money on it, that's stupid. You just spent $7,000, $8,000 on this motherfucker, but you won't spend the money sending to college. We love looking rich, but we want to put the work in. Like I told the dude yesterday, we were talking. I'm not going in debt for my family. I'm going to get rich for my family. See, people go in debt for their family. I'm not going in debt for my grandkids. I'm going to get rich for them. So when I die, they're going to say, damn, Paw, my dad did leave us something. Most people, grandparent die or parent die, they ain't leaving you shit. They leave enough money to bury their ass and you can buy them t-shirts. So I'm not going to be that one. I don't care about how they feel right now. 1 in 25 cap, bro. Look it up, Fitty. I saw a child that dressed in Tim Carhart top to bottom come in at 2 years old. See? And maybe ain't got a pot to piss in. Because that we do. That we want everybody to think we doing well. And I tell people all the time, because the motherfucker buy your outfit once or twice, doesn't mean you got shit. Doesn't mean your parents got shit. Doesn't mean your brother or sister got shit. No, that ain't how society works. I can see a person at the club in Gucci. That don't mean you got no money, motherfucker. You just bought an outfit that day. I know a dude in Detroit named Gucci Ray. This motherfucker, all he been doing is wearing Gucci since the 80s. You ain't gonna see him in nothing but Gucci. His name is actually Gucci Ray. That's all the dude gonna wear. But you're gonna see his $2-3 million house also. He ain't faking it. So when somebody buy an outfit one time, that don't mean shit to me. That is not consistency. If you say you wear Louis, nigga, you should be wearing Louis every day. If you say you're wearing Jordan, I should only see you in different pair of Jordans every time I see you. Not 1 or 2 pairs, you recycle them. See, we live in a fantasy world in the African American community. We are in a delusional state of mind. And it getting to the point now, it getting comical. It's almost getting to a point where our delusion is so fucked up, it should be labeled a mental illness. Black people should be labeled a mental illness from fake wealth. Everybody act like they fucking balling. Then they call you, hey man, can I borrow a couple $100? Nigga, I thought you was balling online. When you popping a 1942. When you got your new outfit on, going to Taco Tuesday and First Friday. Man, I thought you was doing it. It's all a fake ass illusion. And it getting to the point now we should label this shit a mental illness. Social media is making people deal with mental illness because they trying to catch up and keep up with certain people. If I go down to Miami, I'm going to have the shit on, I got on sale on. I have my little shit from Banana Republic, my shorts, my Banana Republic motherfucking t-shirt. I might have on some Hoka tennis shoes. You know, I can't compete with the real nigga in Miami. I can't compete with the real motherfucker that's in Atlanta. I can't compete with the real motherfucker in Houston. So I'm going to go there with all my shit that I got on sale that's 3 or 4 years old. Because once I come back from vacation, I wash them shorts and them t-shirts, fold them back up, put them back in the closet. Because I ain't going to gain no weight. I wear that same shit over and over because I can't compete with them. I don't wear dresses. I can't compete with real people. So I don't put myself in a situation when I'm trying to compete. So I'm a stay in my tax bracket. But some people go everywhere. They got to get outside the tax bracket. No, be you broke up. You don't want to go in debt to impress a motherfucker who don't know you, who will never see your black ass again. I done been places that would never see some of them people again in life, no matter how many times I go there. Especially when you're going to L.A., California, Atlanta, Houston, them cities so damn big, I would never see some of them people again. So why would I go somewhere and trying to impress people who I never see again? I'm going to stay in my fucking lane. I'm going to stay in my lane. And when you're getting your money, you got to stay in your lane. Right, Anthony? You got to always stay in your lane. People can't do that. They would choose to go in debt to do some shit. If I got to take a loan or use a credit card to go to a comedy club or go out to dinner or buy an outfit, I can't afford it. It's okay to say, you know what, I can't go out this week. I can't go to this comedy show. I can't buy this outfit. I can't take this trip. I can't go out of town. It's okay to turn some shit down till you get your shit right. It's okay. And fuck what they saying, because most people who doing it, their money ain't right. They doing that shit on credit card, or they doing it with a group of people and everybody putting money in. 20 motherfuckers on a vacation, everybody put money on the Airbnb, on the motherfucking cars, on all that bullshit, on the meal. So you ain't doing it solo, so you really can't afford to do it. So just say, I can't do it right now. And if your significant other, your husband or wife want to do it, let them go. Let him go ahead and go. You ain't got to go. Because you should have a goal with your money. See, I have a goal with my money. Ain't no motherfucker going to make me spend my money. Okay, who the fuck it is. I make my own choices. My granddaughter called me last week and asked me for some money. I told her straight up, no. I just spent $2,000 on you this year getting your college shit. No. She started laughing. She didn't get mad because she knew I was going to say no. Because me sending you $200, what the fuck you need it for when I told you I had to get you a job while you're in school? Then her auntie going to say, well, she don't need to be working. Well, call and get $200 for that funny built motherfucker with that fake booty. Because she must have told you no because you called me and then called your other grandparents. I spent $2,000, so that's $200 a month, and you add that shit up for 12 months. I'm not giving you nothing else this year. You got what you got from Paw this year. You got $2,000. Then when school get out this summer, I'm going to add you, do you need some shit? You tell me what you might need. I'm going to take it from there. I might spend another $2,000. That's all you're getting this year. So by the time you graduated, because she said she gonna go for a master's, that 2,000 times 8, that means I done gave her $16,000 on some bullshit in 8 years. So add that up. And people don't get mad at me and my family because they know if I tell them no, I'm telling them no for a reason, because I just don't do that shit no more. My niece, the same situation. Somebody broke out her windshield. She called and asked me for $500. I said, no, I give you $250. Don't even worry about paying me back. Because if I gave her the $500, I know she'd pay me back, but it's cool. See, it was around Christmas time, so I went ahead and just gave her the $250. Like, I'm giving it to you like, okay, this $250, I done bought all 3 of your kids something too, motherfucker, on your windshield. And I just told her to keep it. But if I'd have said pay me back, she will pay me back. And she'd say, I'll give it to you Friday. She won't give it to you Friday. Or she'd say, give me a couple more days. She never played me in 20 years. But I'd rather go ahead and get it $250. You go ahead and keep it. Because I'm looking at it like, I gave you $250. You could have used that money to buy your kids something. I don't let people loan money from me no more. That shit is dead. Ain't nobody, I'm not loaning money to nobody anymore. And I ain't doing it called people burn me. No, a lot of people ain't burn me. There's a couple of people out here owe me some petty money. I'm just ain't doing it anymore because no matter how much you help a person, they ain't gonna appreciate it. So, and you see a lot of rich celebrities say the same shit. You know, Master P just made a quote the other day. If you motherfuckers all cool till you tell them no, so you tell them no, they shitting on you. So he said, fuck it. You know, get your own money. And I'm the same way now. I'm not helping nobody no more in life. You know, get it how you gotta get it like everybody else get it. I want to kill, you know, cause my thing is, people, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Andy? People just don't appreciate when people help them no more, cause it's almost like you owe them something. See, when people help me out, I'ma always let everybody know they help me. I'ma always acknowledge them no matter what circle I'm in. I would tell people that somebody got this shot for me. That don't make me less on, man. I don't mean I couldn't get it. He know I could have got it. Because at that time when I was hustling with him. So he know what kind of money I was making. Because he was my motherfucking plug. But he still got me the shop. He wouldn't think about that shit. He did it because he fucked with me. And just told me I owed him haircut for the rest of life. He knew I had the money. Because he was the nigga I would get my plug from. Or the dude up in Detroit. So he knew. He knew what I was going through. What kind of money I was making. But he didn't look at it like that. He looked at it because he fucked with me. And I will always acknowledge that. If anybody ever asked me how I got this shot, I always mention his name, Greg. I always throw his name out there, Greg. Because I got to honor that, but people don't do that no more. I always mention the people when I came home who looked out for me. I always acknowledge that. And if I hit the lottery for $1 billion, I got them. They're going to be quadruple on what they gave me. Well, 40 Group, you supposed to do that. People don't do that nowadays. So even when I used to talk about investing, I used to give everybody the opportunity around me to look at my portfolio. All that barber industry. But even in the stock market, I gave everybody who ever been around me that I talked to, even I know them or not know them, but I had a conversation with them, and they asked me about making money, I gave them the information in real time where they can look at my portfolio. I used to have my portfolio at the shop and let people look at it. I tell them, take a picture, go make your own investment. Just follow what I do. Now I ain't got it up here. Now I don't get that kind of advice up no more. It's going to be almost hard as hell for me to give up some financial advice outside of me being on social media. People come to shop, no, I'm not telling you about credit. I'm not telling you how to get your shit going. I'm not going to give you no telephone numbers to call people. I'm not doing that shit no more. I'm going to let everybody just do what they do. And I know it's bad, but people call it gatekeeping, but people push you in a situation to make you gatekeepers. So when they say shit about Jay-Z now, we don't know what Jay-Z, how much shit he done went through with people. When he want to help people out like Dang Dad. You know why he had Mega? Dang Dad can't shut the fuck up. Why 50 won't help Young Buck and them out? Because them niggas can't shut the fuck up. Everybody know their business because that nigga talk too much. You don't never hear Memphis Bleak or Tony Yayo say anything about them niggas. Because they know them niggas gonna always have that back. But as soon as they say something, they know it's over. Master P, you don't hear him talking about his son no more. He had little Romeo all with him. Little Romeo mama, who Master P had custody of the kids, end up having Romeo flip on him. You don't hear nothing about little Romeo no more. You don't see what Master P doing shit no more. Because he got on there and shit on his daddy. And his daddy showed his dog and said like, nigga, fuck you. You don't see little Romeo on nothing no more. But you see him talking about Hersey and Mercy. Hersey played for the University of Houston. You always see him goddamn. Shaquille O'Neal. He said him and his daughter has a problem. Who do he got working for him? Working under him? His other son. You don't hear him talking about his daughter? His daughter is a college athlete. She's a star in college. You don't hear Shaq mention her. And her son and the daughter got the same mama. Now you got a daughter that's a star athlete in college. You don't see this nigga, you don't see that man in no games. But he said him and her butt heads all the time. So he tired of that shit. You don't see Michael Jordan's son, the one that's always out here doing dumb stuff. But you see his daughter work for him, his other son work for him. His other son basically run a shoe store and all that shit, but Mike ain't messing with him. So people get tired of that because people take advantage. So when people get tired of getting advantage taken up, they just cut everything off. And I told myself it may be about a year ago, cause I was talking to one of the barbers. He said, man, I don't see how you be helping all these motherfuckers the way these motherfuckers be acting. And then it dawned on me like, damn, the more motherfuckers I help them, but the one that you have problems out of. One nigga starts whispering in a broad ear, nigga, but whispering that bitch ear until I gave you $5 you came home, nigga, and told you can hold on to it, you can keep it. Did he try to pay me? Yeah, but he my nigga. I said, go ahead and keep it, cause I knew I was gonna make money with him, cause I was gonna put in the work. I was gonna get in that bag, so I was gonna make money because I know he's a good hustler. But once he did that, I even cut that off. I said, you know what, I ain't fucking with this dude, cause he showed me flipping. No time to press abroad. You whiffing all their motherfucking ear, nigga. That bitch don't like you, bro. But that's the way people maneuver right now. So I'm gonna put the same ones back on the wall because new people that came in. These are some of the ones I invested in. And yes, sir.
Can somebody get my hair cut right quick?
Oh, shit, I thought you were waiting on somebody. Who cut you last time?
No.
Who cut you last time?
Mar.
Oh, call him real. Hey, Black, give me Mar name. Because, see, once I get on here, I got to at least do an hour for the algorithm. I want you to say when I came in. I thought you were waiting on Mar. Hey, add Black to give you Mar number real quick.
You a partner on?
No, I'm talking about Black. The other one, Marv at. He out there?
What's his number?
Hey, Black, give me Marv number real quick. Because I can't get out my phone because I can't shut it down. I'm sorry about that, y'all. So I'm about to put on the wall the one that you're going to invest in. And these are the ones I've been investing in at least about 15 years, but these are some of the ones that you can invest in. Now, that's not financial advice, though. You know, make your own decisions. I want you to make your own sound decisions. And always make sure you got a Roth. Now, them some of the ones you can look up, study them, and see what it help you and it conducive to your portfolio. Cause them are some of the ones that I invest in. No, and it made me a substantial amount of money, but it might not be conducive to your life, but more likely it will be because a lot of top companies are investing in that fund also. But like I said, I don't try to get financial advice. Everybody make your own decision what you're going to do. So I always try to tell people you make your own sound decisions. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a financial guru. I don't act like I'm a financial guru. When I first started investing, I had a lot of assistance from my brother-in-law that's the financial advisor with Charles Schwab. So he made sure I didn't make a lot of mistakes and have a lot of headaches. So I didn't have to go through a trial and error, making money, losing money, making bad decisions, making emotional decisions. Because this is something he's been doing for 40 years. So that was a extreme blessing. Like I always tell people, find somebody in the field that's doing what you want to do and who's successful in it. You got to get that mentor because you don't want to make them same mistakes. Because some people can make mistakes and bounce back, and then some people make mistakes can never fucking bounce back. It's hard to bounce back when you lose tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. You really don't have it, especially when you're taking loans out for it. So by him being in my family and my brother-in-law, he put me in an accelerated pace. And I was trying to do people like that. I'm trying to put them in accelerated pace because my portfolio is already built. All you got to do is follow what I do and have your monthly contributions and discipline. But a lot of people didn't see that. Oh, you bragging about you think you better than. Like, what the fuck? Where this shit come from? But that be the jealous and envy because people don't want to see you successful because you're in the same circle. But they talk about other successful people because they can't touch them. Because more people you talk about that's successful, they ain't going to never fuck with you in the world. LeBron James ain't going to come up here and kick it with you. Shaquille O'Neal ain't going to kick it with you. Michael Jordan ain't going to kick it with you. But they kicking and put their phone out with somebody else that's successful. They come over there and dap up 50 Cent. They come over there and dap up Ludacris. They ain't going to dap your ass up, dog, unless you grew up with them. So why would you be jocking them? So people don't understand that. You got to find somebody who's doing the same thing that you want to do, who have a proven track record. If not, you're going to make a lot of trial and error. I was talking to a guy 2 weeks ago, and he coming here, and he's told me, he said, yeah, man, I made about 10 grand this year, day trading. That is cool. He made $1,000 a month. And it's hard work. It's hard work. But people fail to realize you only got 1% to 2% of anybody who ever been day trading, being successful. So when he told me that, I already knew he wasn't lying. He really told me he made 200,000 or 300,000 day trading. I said, boy, you a financial guru. But he said he made 10 grand, which 10 grand is a lot of money. But other people will think he making a lot of money. But one thing about him, he don't lie either. Because when you get to a certain situation in your life, you become a man, you ain't got time to be lying. And I really ain't going to lie about no finance. I don't lie about no goddamn money. There's no need. I tell people when I came home from the joint, I was broke as fuck. I had to get my grind back on. So I'm not going to sit there and never lie about no money, man, because money don't make an individual. Money put you in a certain situation to make more money, but it still ain't going to make you. No, it can give you a car, it can give you clothes, it can give you a house, but it still ain't going to give you character more than values. So that shit don't even mean nothing. Cause a lot of people are successful don't have morals and character. Then you got some poor motherfuckers that got more morals and character and value than a motherfucker that worth 80 billion. So you're going to be who you're going to be. But I always tell people, man, you got to strive. You got to strive every day to be great. Like, I just made a post last week. I said, if you wake up the same motherfucker you was from last year, it's fucked up. Every day, every week, every month, you should be trying to change some of your faults. Like, I try to change some of my faults of being argumentative. I try to change some of my faults over talking people. And it is rough, but I still recognize that. I try to change some of my faults being vindictive. I try to change from my faults for bragging and boasting when people say. I try to change from my faults not being more spiritual. So every day I'm trying to work on me to be a better person. If not, you wasted 12 months. or you wasted 36 months, or you wasted 10 years if you still waking up the same individual. I don't want to wake up the same person every day because I know I can be a better version of me. And I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I know I got to stay prayed up, and I just got to focus on doing the right thing. So I choose not to be around a lot of people who are doing negativity. I'm not going to hang in certain circles. I'm not going to your function. I'm not going to your party. And if I do come in, I'm going to show my face. I'm going to be there a couple minutes. Then I'm going to dip out because there's no need for me to be there 2 hours not doing shit. So if I'm going to go sit somewhere 2 hours, I can sit, okay, I'm going to use this example. When I'm around my brother-in-law, my sister, or some of their friends or their children, I can sit around and listen to them talk for hours because they talking about progressing, regressing. They not talking about regressing. They ain't talking about no hood shit. They ain't talking about who got shot. They ain't talking about getting high. They ain't talking about partying. They ain't talking about who twerking. They ain't talking about who hustling. They ain't talking about who got a train ran on. They ain't talking about who got gunned down coming out of the bar. They always talking about money, how to get more money, or they both online working. So that's motivation for me. So when I go around them on a vacation, I can sit around them. And I go around my cousins on vacations, and we got in West Virginia or in Cleveland or somewhere, because we all going to meet up in West Virginia this year. Everybody on my mother's side of the family, they run businesses. I don't know about the youngsters, because a lot of the young ones I don't know, but all the ones about my age or older, they all been business owners or still run businesses. So when you're around them, they talking with more tact, with more class, with more educational shit than talking about some street shit. And them conversations never come up, cause none of them on the streets, none of them in the hoods. So the stuff they talking about, hey cuz, how can I do this? How can I do this? I can call and get information from them. Hey cuz, how can I do this? Hey big cuz, how can I do this? They all got some business type shit going on that been successful for 30 or 40 years. One of my cousins owned like 4 restaurants and a strip bar. I've never been in a strip bar in Tampa. I'm not going to go because that ain't my thing. And I can walk up to the door, call and say, hey, cuz. He'll call and say, hey, man, let dude in. But I'm not even going to go because that ain't my thing. Even when I went to his restaurant out down in Virginia and West Virginia, I paid for my meal. His daughter was there, no. Y'all cool? No. Y'all run the business. I paid for my people food, my item food. Then he called, hey, man, my daughter going to cash out you that money back. I said, cuz, you run a business like I run a business. He ended up cash having the money back, but I was still like, you ain't had to do it because he run a business. And that's what you do when you run a business. Don't nobody owe nobody nothing. But the way we built up a society now, everybody trying to find an advantage to use somebody. Now, everybody trying to come up on people. You really gonna find somebody fucking with you that's sincere. Somebody gonna try to utilize you to their advantage. It ain't like back in the day, because back in the day, women, like when women say, well, my granddaddy, man, shut your ass up. Your granddaddy paid all the bill because your grandmama was at home. She was a bum. She didn't fucking work. Your grandmother was a fucking bum. You don't want to be a bum like your grandmother. She didn't have shit but one dress. And that's not putting down nobody's grandmother, but most of our like my grandmother, she worked. But a lot of other people, grandparent, mother maybe didn't work. She took care of the house, but she was a fucking bum. She gotta wait till her husband come home and give us the money, go get some beans and rice and some cornbread mix. So, you want to live your life like that? A man taking care of you be a fucking bum? No. You don't want to live that lifestyle. So when women say, well, what about back in the day? Well, back in the day, motherfucker, your granny was a bum. Period. Because her ass didn't work, she was a bum. And like I said, there's no disrespect to nobody. And I don't want nobody getting offended, but that's how society was. My mother worked. So I never been around women who didn't work. My mother was educated. I never been around women who I would date that ain't educated. So I'm always going to have somebody who I'm going to mess with that's educated and willing to go 50-50 with me without me asking them. If I got to ask you to pay your way, we ain't going to be together. Cause if I buy one motherfucking meal, if I buy one meal, and you know I paid for that meal, next time we're going to eat, you should be willing to pull your credit card out or your debit card, even though I might pay for it. But I got to see that you're willing to do that. If we go on a trip, if I pay for this motherfucking trip going to Houston, you know we go to Atlanta, you got to pay for that trip. I'll buy the food and the liquor. And then we both don't drink, so they're going to save you some money on that. But I will buy the food. See, your partner supposed to be a teammate, but people ain't doing it now. That's why you got so many families structure are what you call it? How can you say that shit? Are struggling. You really think about it. How many motherfucking families even do business together? Just say I got 40 people in my family. I know at least 30 of them doing great. That's my age. Like I said, I can't speak on the young generation. They doing great. I'm gonna say majority of them making maybe 6 figures because they own businesses. Now, why all 30 of us can't get together? We all take 50,000 to 100,000 because we can get it. We most likely got good credit. Use that credit. Now, that'll automatically give us $3 million worth of capital. Take that $3 million worth of capital because there's 30 of us. We all put in 100,000 because we all got good credit. Because we can utilize the credit for the business. So if you got an 800 credit score, you can get anywhere from 100,000 to a $500,000 worth of line of credit. So we're just gonna say everybody put in $100,000 off a line of credit. That $3 million and equity that we have already to put into a business. But guess what? We don't like each other like that for real. We don't trust each other like that for real. We envious of each other like that for real. We don't want to see the other one really be successful for real. That's families now. It's all fine and dandy when we talking some bullshit or having a fish fry or cooking some shit for Thanksgiving or 4th of July. But motherfuckers ain't gonna bring that bag. And I had conversations in the barbershop about that for. We all got all these family men. Why ain't nobody putting shit together? Ain't nobody starting no business with their family yet. People ain't doing it. More people who got businesses, family ain't involved. I got several businesses. Ain't none of my family involved in my business. Me and my little sister do some shit. Man, her got some shit going on. Me and my little niece gonna have some shit going on. Cause I can utilize her talents cause she know how to do medical billing for Medicaid, Medicare. So I brought her on along on some shit we about to start. To let her get some extra money. And plus I know she'll have my back cause she gonna make sure the billing done right. But I don't do no business with my children. I don't do no business with my other nieces now or nephews. And not that I'm hating on them or I wouldn't do business with them, but I know they ain't capable of running a business because they gonna be getting high, they're gonna be partying, they're gonna be running the street, they ain't gonna be focused. They just ain't gonna do what they want because I see them. I see them, but they don't have the discipline. So that's why I said, if you look at almost every nationality in the world, from the Jamaican to the Italian, even the African, if they got a business, their family in that business with them. But if you see Negroes, our family ain't in our business with us. Now, some family member might let you work there. They might let your ass work there, but they ain't gonna let you be on that payroll where you getting 50% or 30% or 40%. They will let you work for them. But why can't be a partner? We family, we blood, we come from the same vagina. For the same penis. Why can't we be partners? But they would let you work there. I see it a lot. My cousin them got business in Cleveland and, like I said, Virginia and all them places in Tampa. Now, my cousin got the strip club and all that shit. Now his kids actually work for him. Then I got some cousins in Cleveland that have businesses. Their kids are business partners. So like I said, it's a different. We business partner or do I work for you? Most of our family, you get that money coming in, they're going to let you work for them. They ain't going to let you be a business partner because they don't trust you. Did they do 30% of the work? Well, I don't know if they do 30% or they might do 100% of the work, but they not business partners. They work there. See, if my son had some sense, when I had talked to him 15 years, no, I'm going to say longer than that, about 17, 18 years ago, when he told me and another person to our face He told her to her face, working for suckers. I said, I never fuck with him. Because me and him could have been doing everything together, everything the same. Everything I got, he put to have. But he want to do his own thing. Can't tell him shit. Argumentative. That's why his ass still in the same situation. But my daughter, little asshole, but she doing good for herself. I won't bring her because she's a prick. But my stepdaughter, loving, caring, supportive. Me and her got some shit going on. But that's my stepchild. I'm talking about actual physical blood. My stepdaughter is actually in my will. My son and daughter is not in my will for being disrespectful. They'll never go back in that motherfucker. Now, ain't that crazy? My stepdaughter in my will, but my actual son and daughter is not in my will for being disrespectful. You can't get 30% of the profit. It had to be reinvested in the company. Yes, you do got to reinvest in your company. See, people don't understand when you run a business. See, a lot of people lie. A lot of people are going to make you think that they're highly successful, but they ain't going to tell you about the overhead. They ain't going to tell you about the losses. They ain't going to tell you about how much you got to pay out in the payroll, because everybody's still going to have to losing like they balling with the business. 85 to 90% of all the business in America after 5 years don't last. And after 5 years, up to 10 years, they haven't made a substantial profit where they got all their money back. They just making income, but they ain't made their money back, recoup that $1 million out of that $2 million that they put in the business yet. But they don't tell people that. Jeff Bezos, he didn't see a profit for 30 years. Well, yeah, black people are still begging for reparation. Make that make sense. Dominique Rodriguez. If I ran this government, I wouldn't give black people reparations either. You know why? Because why would I give it to you when you're going to do what I want you to do anyway? Most black people, like 80% of the black population, are Democrats. So why would I give y'all some reparation when y'all going to vote for me anyway? I ain't giving you shit. I'm going to let you keep sitting there begging for it, and you're still going to vote for me. But if that 85% say, hey, put in a policy that we're going to get reparation like you did the LGBT community, that transgender shit, the Asian shit, and put it into law, or we ain't fucking with you next time. And then when the next 4 years come around, they only get 10% go to the poll, and the other 85% get their vote to the Republican. Watch how fast we get reparations. But they know they own black people. I can say something about Donald Trump right now, the whole barbershop will get mad. Not the whole, but majority of people get mad. If I say something about Donald Trump right now, so many people get mad. So why you ain't mad at the Democratic Party when we still Negroes and we still ain't have nothing? We still bums. The African American community is the worst community in the United States of America. It's extreme poverty. The worst education system. We got to put our kids in the suburb to go to suburban school or private schools. When we was growing up, man, we had the best infrastructure for school, so we didn't have to go to the private schools. We got the worst food. We got the worst grocery stores. We got the worst of the worst in our community. So what are we gaining for being Democrat? And you think I'm going to give you reparation? Nah. So you're right on that, bro. I wouldn't give you no damn reparation because you ain't forcing me to give it to you. All you're going to do is cry about your food stamp like they did. They were going to tear up everything for food stamp, but you won't tear up shit from being an offspring of slaves. Let that make sense. One thing about a black man and a black woman, put something in a book or dangle something over their head that they don't have, they ain't going to worry about nothing else. Give them extra $200 worth of food stamp, reparations to go out the door. That shit go out the door. Take $50 off of that Section 8 dwelling, that shit go out the door. Give them something to get high with, that shit go out the door. It's too easy to be black people, man, because black people don't want shit out of life. We do a lot of talking, but we don't want it. Because we can shut down the economy. All we got to do is stop going to work, stop buying shit, and boycott. Man, we'll shut this motherfucker down within a day. Because we the biggest consumer, but they know black people ain't got the discipline to do it. You see out there in Minnesota, ain't no blacks out there. You got a couple goofies out there videotaping shit. You don't see no black people being pushed and knocked down by the police. Because we know we ain't going to survive. And then ain't nobody going to put us on social media that was a martyr. They're going to say Tyrone and Tamika should have had a dumbass out there. So we ain't going out there. And then you have Black Lives Matter. They had a couple people up front, but they made sure it was peaceful and the police still attack them. The police ain't attacking the people in Minnesota, and the people in Minnesota putting hands on the police, knocking them down, jumping on top of cars. Let a black man jump on top of the police when they doing an investigation, say how fast your hand because they going to run your ass over. Then all the media outlets in the world going to say he deserved what he got. So we ain't no fools. And they know we ain't going out there and fight for nothing. The more we're going to fight for them damn food stamps. That's why we at the low of the total pole whenever everything goes down. We had never out finance or outgrow any other nationality no more. The American Negro is the worst nationality on the planet. We don't even have a culture. They telling us how to dress, how to act, what music to make, what shows to look out. Think about it. Everything is controlled by the media, and the white man control the medias. They got the half zips out now. You got motherfucker one. I'm wearing a half zip. Man, sit your goofy ass down. I might wear that goofy ass shit, that Carlton ass shit. Even when we were growing up, when half zipper really out, didn't nobody want to wear the shit because it was lame stuff. Now they trying to make it popular because they making you go to another brand who sell that goofy shit. Hey, David, yeah, it sound bad, but that's the truth. What do we control in our community? All our women got fake boobs, fake eyelashes, fake hair, fake booties, fake walks, all white people. And black people, man, were doing that shit. Look at all our stars from slavery all the way up to the mid-90s. Them women weren't doing none of that shit. You can't find a star or celebrity right now that ain't made up looking like a damn monster in 10 years. You can't. All you gotta do is go back and look at Boy in the Hood, all them women in that natural raw state. None go to this new shit that's out there like BMF. Man, all them girls gonna look horrible in 10 years. Because we doing European shit. Everything we doing now is based on how the Europeans tell them to do. And I can't wait till we wake up, but it don't seem like we ever gonna wake up. So that's out the door, bro. All right, I got my hour in. It's my time. I'll set it down, set it down, set it down. I appreciate everybody coming in. I appreciate everybody rocking with me. And I appreciate it. So, y'all have a good day. Y'all be safe out there. 2020, 26, let's get wealthy. Peace out. I don't say rich no more. I say wealthy. It's different languages. Peace out.